Welcome back to Cardcaptor Sakura Anime Reviews Part 19. This is reviewing the last 7 episodes of the Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card series, episodes 16 to 22. The thing with these episodes is that these are very much almost like a serialized series. Let's start episode 16, picking up right where episode 15 left off, with Sakura and Kiro just going to the frickin' sky and trying to figure out what the heck has caused all the ruckus to happen in episode 15. What is it? A giant snake, aka the swing card. Yep. Yep. That's pretty much what's behind it. And I think it was damaged, like partially damaged a little bit to the glass roof for what the areas of the mansion. And the way that they sort of contain this thing is with the siege card. Yep, they contain the card, and thing is, basically, and then after they deal with that, they pretty much have. This is also the last time we see Mei Ling in this series. She gets benefits like once after this, but after that, she's never seen again. She basically goes home, and they run into another card. Yep, they run into another card on the way home from Tomoyo's house. Yep, and it's not the swing card. Yeah, it is the struggle card. Yep, they actually have Mei Ling and Sakura basically team up to take down the swing card, and they pretty much seal it up pretty quickly. And then Mei Ling basically says her goodbye, and also asks Sakura if she can call by her first name, which yes. Which says yes, and just mission accomplished. That was the last thing she wanted. It was asked just by first name because the thing with Mei Ling is she constantly refers to her by her last name. Kind of like Tomoyo, probably because it's a Japanese and British thing where some characters, people refer to each other by their last names. But yeah, because she become very close friends with her, so she's allowed to address her by her first name. Yep. Yeah, then of course, well, as she goes home, contacts Sharon, tells him, make her sad, I won't forgive you. hmm And that's last year of Mei Ling. She's mentioned a couple times after this, but does not make any more physical appearances after this. Nope, not even by a freaking phone call. Yep, she gets written off, and that's the last you see of her. Yep. But the very next episode, Crazy Sweets. Ooh, yes. This one is basically everybody's making these roll cakes, and then all of a sudden everything's going to go crazy, so we had to hit the snooze button, everybody. Look enough that Tomoyo's off in the corner hiding, having Sakura hide behind her, and because, well, Tomoyo is Sakura's closest confidant, who doesn't have magic, she is immune to basically all the stuff, so and they put everybody to sleep, and they seal the card up pretty quickly, and then they remake all the sweets. They seal up the card. It takes a little while, but they eventually seal it up pretty quickly. Not much else to say about this episode. No, not really. And then we have, of course, the card is the Appear card. They have Sakura, the Fire and the Water Bird. Yeah, we finally have a Fire card. Yep, about freaking time. Toward the end of the series, basically the fifth to last episode of the series, we finally have a Fire card. Yep. It does cause some damage, but they eventually capture the very end. Though they do have some reminiscent of how similar it is to pretty much like how it is when she first got the fly cards. Matter of fact, they actually captured this fire card pretty much in the same exact area where she caught the fly card back in the pilot episode of Cardcaptor Sakura. Interesting how they actually did this. Yep. pretty short and sweet. Sharon is there in his pretty much same costume he's normally wearing the whole series. Yeah, apparently tomorrow there's not getting a new costume. Yes, Sakura keeps getting new costumes, but not uh, but not Lee. Well, Sharon, nope. Yeah, then we have an episode that is one of those two times they use the record card to record like the session basically with. Now, did they capture any cards in this episode? No, not really. Episode 19 has like no cards getting captured at all. No, not really. hmm Apparently, the record cards reveal the actual sort of has characters time travel back in time. Yeah, so I think the record the actual model. Nope. Yeah, what basically Sakura and Akio, that's how I pronounce the girl's name, was invited by Yukito to participate in children's musician. Sharon came too, played piano, and of course they play the whole like, and they have the book basically, the buying business about a fox, and this fox apparently has got a human hand for some reason. Yeah, the book they don't bother explaining. Now, despite the fact they use a clear card in this episode, there's no caption of a clear card. One of like two times. And as a matter of fact, the next episode is like this too. Sakura, Rainbows, and Grandpa. Yep. Yeah, so basically Sakura and Sharon get invited to a great grandpa's house. No, it's not the same house from the previous series. This is a complete different house because it has bigger. It looks like a small mansion with servants. And Sakura introduces Lee to him. Of course, she does not mention these two are in fact are dating because they were going to go on a date, but they said, but anyways, because she wanted to give a couple things. Yeah, it's also revealed that one of the two things he wanted to give her was the frickin' house. Yeah. The other thing was a key of memories. That was actually revealed in the next episode. Yeah, and then basically Sakura, just while looking for, one point they run out of tea, then she goes inside, and then her great grandpa's like, "Man, this is an awkward moment. Me with you." I mean, I think he suspects that Sharon basically loves Sakura. I think he suspects. He doesn't say anything about it, but I'm sure he doesn't have a problem with it because, well, Sakura trusts him. I'm sure he probably suspects Sakura loves him too. So yeah, and apparently she has trouble finding servants, so she goes upstairs and come across her mother's bedroom. Yep, and then she summons the record card to go back in time. Looks like about 20 years, I'd say, where she's about Sakura's age, and she sort of sees her mother when she's around her age. It's a great little moment, and then she collapses. Then she wakes up and she's basically surrounded by her great grandpa and her, well, boyfriend. And of course they call for a doctor, and that's how the episode ends. The very next episode, basically, she wakes up in bed. She basically is sleeping in her mother's old bed. How nice to do that. And, well, Sharon at least is nice enough, basically, because she's perfectly fine. Like, basically helps her basically get out of bed and gets her shoes on. Yeah, quite a nice guy to do that. So, basically, asks about the president. Of course, he gives the key. And it seems like they're about to do something with this, but the very next episode is the last one they aired for the series. Now, is there a card to caption this episode? Yes, there is. Mm-hmm. Yep, basically, so Sakura and Sharon go home, and they talk about mirrors, and then all of a sudden they come across another card, and they capture it really easily. Like, no fight, just Sakura summons the staff, seals it, bam, done, and it's a mirror card. And appearance-wise, it's almost exactly like the mirror card of the Sakura cards. Yep. And of course, Sharon goes home. And that's pretty much the episode. It's mostly a character episode, not much for development. The very next episode is the final episode of the damn series. Sakura clear card. So, this one, they had this recurring plot thread of Ariel basically finding out exactly like why it can't exactly cut Sakura anything. So, Kiro and UA contact him via magical holograms and basically figures out though he's part of like he turns out that the society that he mentioned that we got his ND from, he was excommunicated for stealing a relic. What the heck this relic is? It's implied it's his Kaido what relic he stole, it's implied it might be his pocket watch. But don't go any further because they're cut off, and of course Ariel's staff is basically damaged, and of course apparently it's revealed that Kaido's one attacking him. Yep, and apparently both magical and non-magical communication are cut off. Shadow tries to contact later on in the episode, he gets no answer from him at all. And of course, Kuro contacts Spinny, gets nothing. And apparently UA contacted Ruby, still nothing. What the heck happened there? Never explained. And then Sakura basically has her bath, and of course we have the stuff basically preparing to go to bed, and then she sends something outside her window, and it's the person from her dream. Who this person is? It's actually Akita. It's actually Akano. Yep. She's revealed to be the one in the cloak. No idea why. The show doesn't bother to explain it. It's like, okay, they fight for a while, and they're about to take away all the stuff, and then Kaido shows up, stops everything, returns all the cards back to Sakura because he hasn't had enough yet. So, and then he rewinds time, appears about 10 minutes, where Sakura's basically back in her room. Oh yeah, and also apparently Akano summoned the ability to summon up a barrier to trap Kuro in Sakura's bedroom. Okay. Fine. And apparently she's also had a thing of basically like worm up people, and kind of picks up where that left off. It's almost like this whole episode, almost like this whole battle just never happened. Yep. And then of course she picks up the key, and then of course it's basically, and then the episode ends kind of how the first episode ended, or at least how the how should I put this? Pretty much the prologue episode ended with Sakura running into shower on the way to school and kind of giving a hug. That's how the show ends. I gotta say, for these episodes, they're pretty good. I would say that the episode really has not much going on for it. Is probably, I would say 17. Yeah, there's not much with this one at all. No. Yep, and that's pretty much the episodes themselves. Yeah, I was gonna do another one, but I figured though, just get my final thoughts here. Now, final thoughts for now on this particular series. This series is really good, basically, with the animation is freaking gorgeous. The writing for a lot of time was pretty good, but you get to the final episode like, okay, we got so many answer questions. First of which, why is Kaido basically having Sakura all these clear cards? Second, and this is basically something I have pointed out for a while since I'm reviewing this series, why are the Sakura cards basically, they're barely mentioned? Yeah, as a matter of fact, after the second episode, they stop appearing. Yeah, it's almost like he just put them in a drawer and just completely forgot them because we have these brand new clear cards. And the thing is even pointed out by one of the episodes that some of the cards are very similar to that of the Sakura cards. Because Sakura creates them. At least that part is explained. And also, why Ariel basically was keeping this a secret from Sakura most of the series is never explained. Why that Kaido wants to steal stuff. By the current chapter, there's not much explanation there. Yeah, the most recent chapter is about to explain it all. It's only been like, get this, only 36 chapters. I think that the series only got probably about the first 20 chapters adapted. I didn't get a chance to look because I feel like I'm online. The Wiki site gives nothing exactly what chapters were adapted, what chapters were not. My guess is probably the first 22 chapters. That's my personal guess. So that means there's probably about 14 chapters left. It's possible, yes. But the thing is, I'm not sure why the series decided to stop after only airing 22 episodes. Not even the previous seasons, not even the shows of the first show were actually this short. 22. It's shorter than season 1. It's like slightly shorter than season 3. But it is definitely longer than season 2, which that was only 11 episodes. Yeah. One thing I at least got praise for this series for is the animation for this series, in my opinion, is actually better than the original. Like, probably because so much development technology. That's probably the reason why the series looks so freaking gorgeous. My only personal guess is the reason why they stopped at 22, and this is my personal guess, probably because this show is probably pretty expensive to make via the technology they have. That's probably the reason why. Yeah, probably because it's getting kind of expensive, so they want to take a break from the series. But yeah, so as far as I can tell, even though the season is over with, I would say this is the first season because I'm sure that probably Madhouse wants to do another one, despite the fact that there's probably not enough material yet to do another chapter just yet. My guess is they're probably going to wait a little while to do like another season for the show. My guess is it probably could be 22 episodes, but who knows? Depends on the series itself. Because, like, you watch these episodes and you're like, you have like so many unanswered questions by the time you reach the final episode of the series. Yep. But yeah, not much else to say about this particular series. It's good. It's just that the ending of the series is kind of like, what? Yeah. It's the final episode is okay, but it just leaves so many questions unanswered. Yep. Also, why in the series, and this is another thing I also have got called bullcrap on. Sharon basically was secretly communicating with Ariel, and for some reason never told Sakura about this at all. I'm like, why are people keeping Sakura in the dark the whole series? Yeah, this is something that's never explained. Also, why Mizuki basically doesn't contact Sakura anymore. Yeah, apparently she stopped writing her letters. Do not know why. Ruby doesn't really. Oh yeah, there's even one episode I do appreciate this, where they have Lee's butler contact him, and basically you all see his smoking hot sisters. One of whom was voiced by Jamie Marcelli, I think her name is. Yeah, they actually physically appear in the series for one episode. Oh yeah, and apparently they do bring up the second film here. Apparently it is canon, but apparently that they bring up the obvious question. Even I had when the series first started. Like, okay, like in the second film, the Ariel's house was destroyed. And then here it's like rebuilt but with different front gate. That's pretty much the way it is when it comes to this particular series. Yeah, they never answer that question. It's like so many answered questions, but my only guess is the show stopped probably because they had the material. That's my personal guess, either the material or basically show was getting expensive so they take a break from the series. The show was only aired for about 5 months. Yeah, it aired from January to June. Yeah, it started from January 7th to June 10th, 2018. Yeah, a little over 5 months. Yeah, I would say exactly 5 months. That's how long this season lasted for. I would not be surprised if somehow we have another series, like another season for the series. I personally wouldn't mind it, but it all depends upon frickin' Madhouse when it comes to that. Because after all, they are the one who made the show. Yep. Excuse me. Yeah. So that's it for this particular review. For now, anyways, the series in whole. Now, the only way I'll do any more reviews of this series is if a new chapter comes out for the Clear Card manga, which this series is still coming out, by the way. Yeah, it's still coming out. I'll probably review chapter 37 when it does come out next month. Okay. So yeah, that's it. So next video will be a movie review. Okay. It'll be another one of my favorite movies went up from my childhood. Okay. But this next view. Bye.